Hello everyone. Today we are going to read a story called The Little Bully, adapted from a story by Annette Blyton. This story teaches us an important lesson, my dear children, about how our actions can affect others. We must learn this. There was a small boy called Ravi. He was in fifth standard. He was strong and he loved to tease all the boys and girls who went to school with him. What he loved to do the most was to pinch. He could make a big bruise appear in half a second. Another trick he played was pricking people with the pin. Dear children, the difficult words here are standard. Standard means grade or class of your school. Next is tease. Tease is to make fun of someone in an unkind way. Next word, bruise. Have you seen a bruise? Yes, it is a dark mark on skin when an injury is caused. जिसको हिंदी में हम बोलते हैं नील पड़ जाना. And the next one is pricking. Pricking means making a small hole in something with a sharp point. Here, Annette Blyton wanted to tell us about a boy. He was very young. He studied in class 5 and was very strong. Ravi liked to tease all the children at his school. His favorite thing to do was pinch people, and he could make a big bruise very quickly. He also liked to poke people with the pen. Can you imagine how that would hurt? So you can guess how all the children hated him. They tried pinching him back, but that was no good because he could always pinch harder. They didn't like telling their teacher because that was telling tales. My dear children, telling tales means reporting someone's bad behavior to some adult or to your teacher. Here, children always tried to pinch him back, but it was useless because Ravi was a strong boy. He could pinch them harder. It so happened that the class went for a picnic to the seaside for a whole day. All the children were most excited. On that day, the sun shone bright and the children were wild with excitement. They crowded into the train and sat down. But nobody wanted to sit next to Ravi because he always pinched. Children, once the class went for a picnic to the seaside for a whole day. All the children were very excited. On that day, the weather was pleasant as the sun was shining and all the children were enthusiastic. They sat down in the train together, but nobody wanted to sit near Ravi. Can you guess why? Yes, because he was a bully. He always pinched others. When they arrived at the seaside, out jumped all the children with a shout of joy. Arrived means reached a place, and shout of joy means shout loudly in happiness. Children, when they reached at the seaside, the children jumped out of the train and they were wild in happiness. Down to the sands they raced hand in hand, but nobody took Ravi's hand, nobody went near him. Everyone was holding each other's hand, but nobody went near Ravi. Nobody wanted to talk to him. Ravi was angry. He went to a sandy corner near a rocky pool and sat down by himself. Rocky pool means a small area of water surrounded by rocks. This made Ravi angry. Means when nobody went near Ravi, it made Ravi angry. So he went to a rocky pool and he sat alone. He became very sad. He took out his lunch and looked at it. It was a good lunch. There were 2 hard-boiled eggs, 6 jam sandwiches, 3 pieces of bread and a butter, a ginger cake and a bar of chocolate. He would eat it all by himself. He wouldn't offer anything to anyone. As no child came near Ravi, no child sat with Ravi, so he decided to eat all his lunch alone. He decided he would not share his lunch with anyone. Ginger cake means a cake which has a flavor of ginger. Just as he was beginning on the eggs, he heard a hoarse voice near him. Good morning. I am so pleased to meet a boy like you. Hoarse means rough and harsh sound. Ravi turned around and stared in fright. Ravi saw a monster crab walking sideways out of the pool. His eyes were on the ends of short stalks and he looked most quiver. He held out his front claw to Ravi. Now, stared means looked at something with wide eyes, and quiver is unusual or strange. When Ravi was about to eat his eggs, he heard a rough voice saying, Good morning, I am happy to meet you. Ravi turned around and was shocked to see a big crab coming out of the pool. The crab had funny eyes. Do you know why they were funny? They were on short stalks. Stalks means stick-like things. Look at the picture. Where are his eyes? Yes, those stick-like things are stalks. So the crab looked very strange. The crab reached out his claw to Ravi. That means brought his claw to Ravi. Then he stared at the pool in surprise, for out came sandy-colored shrimps and prawns, more crabs and an other large lobster. And they pricked Ravi till he was soon black and blue with their pinching. Here, shrimps and prawns, small sea animals with the shell similar to crabs. And lobster, it's a large sea animal with the hard shell and claws. And lastly, black and blue. Black and blue means covered in bruises. Now Ravi looked in shock as more sea creatures came out of the pool. They were sandy-colored shrimps, prawns, more crabs and a large lobster. They pricked Ravi until he was covered with bruises from their pinching. Ravi put out his hand to shake the crab's claw, but to his surprise and anger, the crab opened his pincers and nipped his hand so hard that the little boy yelped in pain. Ah, here's my good cousin, said the crab pleasantly, and to Ravi's horror, he saw a large sandy lobster crawling heavily out of the pool. Before the little boy could stop him, the lobster took his hand in his great pincer-like claws and pinched it so hard that Ravi again yelled in pain. Nipped. Nipped means pinched or squeezed tightly. Yelped. Yelped is a short, sharp cry of pain. अचानक कुछ हो जाए तो हम छोटी सी आवाज निकालते ना. That is yelped. मुंह से आवाज ही नहीं निकलती. Next word is horror. A feeling of fear. जब हम बहुत ज़्यादा डर जाएं. So children, Ravi put his hand out to shake the crab's claw. But to his surprise, the crab opened his pincers and squeezed his hand tightly that the Ravi made a very sharp but short cry in pain. The crab then introduced Ravi to his little cousin, a large sandy lobster. The lobster pinched Ravi's hand even harder, making him yell in pain again. "Don't you like it?" said all the creatures in surprise. "Why, we were told you would love to see us because you were a champion pincher and pricker yourself. Come, come, join in the fun." So children, the sea creature asked Ravi in surprise, "Don't you like it?" They thought Ravi would like them because he himself was very good at pinching and pricking. They wanted him to join in the fun. Champion. Champion means the best in a competition. Ravi leapt to his feet, crying loudly. His lunch rolled into the pool. The crabs and lobsters saw it. They ran to it and began to feast eagerly. Leapt means jumped quickly, and feast means eat a large meal with great enjoyment. Ravi saw that they had forgotten him for a time, and he turned and ran for his life, tears streaming down his cheeks. Streaming means flowing continuously. "They only did to me what I keep doing to other children," he thought. "But how it hurts." Children, Ravi quickly stood up and saw the crabs and lobsters rushing to his lunch and eating it excitedly. While they were busy, Ravi ran away as fast as he could, and he was crying continuously. He thought, "They only did to me what I do to the other kids, but it hurts so much. And how I hated those crabs and lobsters. I suppose the other children hate me too. Well, I jolly well shan't pinch or prick any more." Children, in the end Ravi realized how much he hated the crabs and lobsters for pinching him. He thought that the other children might hated him too, so he decided that he would never pinch or prick anyone anymore. So what did Ravi learn from this adventure? Never bully others. It hurts just as much as being pinched by a crab or pricked by a lobster. Remember, always treat others with kindness and respect. And with this, thank you for watching the video. Share it. Bye bye. Take care.